nothing. It can be the greatest game in the world. If there are no people there to watch it, it becomes nothing.
Johnston. And a goal by Johnston. That makes it 2 by him.
We were magnificent. Magnificent.
Larson. Oh, he's in. Henrik Larsson. That is sensational. Nakamura.
The game is over. The Rebels have won.
He's done it! Galvan's put it in, and without a doubt, the European Cup is on its way.
We'll never stop. We'll stop at half time, and we'll stop at the end of the game when we celebrate.
Guys, hold on. Before we go any further, can I just get this out of my system? Yeah! Come on! Get me the kids! Yeah! Come on!
Nobody's going to have any voice by the end of this.
My voice is fucked anyway, and I'm sitting in the house myself.
Oh, man. Gav, Dale, I fucking love you two bastards. Buddy! Yeah!
My nerves are absolutely fucking shattered.
Oh, shattered, mate. I'm fucking gone. I am gone.
Oh, what a game, man.
How tense was that in that second half?
Oh, my God. My God.
Oh, man. My arsehole looks like my head as I.
You're frozen, by the way.
Oh, fuck me, man. That was hard.
Gail, what was your prediction for the game? Paddy said 2-1. I said 3-1.
2-0, mate.
2-0.
I said 2-0 Celtic half time and it'd have finished 2-0. I thought it'd have been quite tight, the same as Paddy.
In the start we had losing a goal within the 3rd minute, man. We made it tough for ourselves, but we clawed it back.
We couldn't have got after a worse start, you know. Gav, we spoke about it before, you know, the importance of taking the midfield on, dominating the midfield, but it was the opposite. They actually dominated the midfield and they put the pressure on us right away. And unfortunately, they scored a goal quickly after the 2nd minute. And right away, everybody's going, fuck me, it's going to be one of these days. Thank fuck. It wasn't.
Listen, it was a very good goal as well. Good orchestrated goal, good passing. Juranovic kind of found wanting a wee bit, and I thought possibly maybe one of the centre halves could have maybe come out and covered the ball on the inside. But that's the kind of Ange ball system that you possibly get caught out with the wee balls in the back. Know what I mean? But listen, poor start, but I'm gonna say something. I've done 60 podcasts and I've done about half a dozen reviews. I'm going to say something that will shock the nation. Greg Taylor and Carol Starfelt were absolutely fucking outstanding today, by the way. I've gave Taylor such a hard time. Critically wise, maybe a wee bit unjust because of the KT comparisons. I don't think going forward again today, a couple of times he broke the lines and done well. I thought Greg Taylor was absolutely a colossal the day in defence. I thought he was amazing. Nobody get by him, blocking the ball. I just thought he was so good and big sexy. What a fucking performance, man. Big time. Wow, man. Wow.
There was a lot of top performers. Taylor, Starfelt, Cameron Carter-Vickers as well. He was like one of the favourites for man of the match. I don't know who Sky have given it to. Roger and McGregor.
They gave it to Carter-Vickers, I think.
McGregor for me was outstanding as well. And Jota, without his contribution, I don't think we would have had the 2 goals to finish that game and earn the victory. Giacomakis and Maida. The work rate from both of them. Maida did not stop running. Giacomakis was dead in his feet by the end of the game, getting cramp. Fuck, I was almost getting second-hand cramp just for watching him. But
I was getting second-hand cramp for wanking like fuck, Gav. Yeah! Yeah! Come on!
Going to ask it, guys. Is the league done, or are you?
Yes. Fucking 100% finito. Done. Put your flags up. Have a party. It's finished. It's done. Game's a bogey.
No deal.
Yes, it is.
Calm
Game's a
down,
bogey.
Pal.
No. You have your opinion, I'll have mine. The league's fucking finished. We beat St Johnstone at the weekend. They're going to drop more points. Finished. League's done. That's it. League's done.
What do you think, Gav?
No, the league's not done until it's mathematically impossible. We've still got another Celtic and Rangers game to play. It's unlikely that we're going to lose the league, but it's not done until it's done.
It's done. Get it up, easy. It's fucking done.
But Dale, you are entitled to have your opinion. I want to hear people say it's done. But I'm just too conservative. By the way, this is my first beer of today because I was not going to drink until the fat lady had sang, and now she's fucking.
Go on yourself, Susan Boyle. Go on yourself in. We love you.
Oh my God. Heroes, man. A time for heroes, and they stood up, man. Trust the process. Especially after we lost that early goal. That's what I was just thinking. Just play the normal game plan, and we'll see what happens. And we showed true grit in the second half. Proper true grit.
It was an absolute disastrous start. We spoke about it earlier on. We were talking about the Rangers midfield three and how they would set up, and we almost named them name for name who was going to start. But to be fair, mate, to them, absolute rotten, horrible bastards. They started off with the most desire, and they wanted it more in the first few minutes, which culminated in a goal for them. But that being said, overall, we had the most desire. We had the most fucking will to win, and we done it. We shocked them. We shocked them with how quick we scored after that goal. And that fucking, they bastards shat their pants. They shat the fucking pants, mate. They couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle the score so quickly.
It's just another point, totally proving the myth that is with Rangers fans that they can't play in front of fans. They're absolute shitebags. They cannot play in front of fans. Last year, we had probably the worst season that I can remember, going back to the kind of Tommy Burns era. They played last year, absolutely zero there to get on their backs. The likes of Tavernier and these big game players that allegedly feed off the crowd, and Tavernier's one of the greatest Rangers captains for Stoke and 10 in a row and all that. Absolute 100% fucking bottle merchants. Whether or no Rangers fans agree or disagree, they've not got the bottle, the minerals, the manager, the players, the disgusting, vile, pond-life fan base to compete on a level with what Ange Postecoglou has began to build at Celtic Football Club. They 100% shat it today, and that's not taking anything away from what I would say was a fantastic Celtic performance. Flowing football, probably no. Dig, grit, determination. I thought Jota and Maeda never brought hunters to the table, as in ability, flair, and creating chances. Their work rate, Giamakis as well, to a man, phenomenal. Going to that shithole with coins and glasses and whatever else these fucking horrible, scummy bastards were thrown on the park. To a man, I can't fault any of them. I wouldn't say anybody was absolutely outstanding, and you would say it was one of the better Glasgow Derby performances. But looking at it, I just think it was a well dug out 2-1 win, and it'll be remembered as the 3rd of April 2022, the day we won the fucking league. End of.
Well, I tell you something, Dale. You know, you and I spoke about this earlier on your podcast. There will be a lot made about fucking expanding foam put onto gates. No, I'm serious, mate. There will be so much more emphasis put onto the expanded foam that was put onto the gates by a couple of guys.
100%. I don't know if you know about this. Gav looks a bit bemused here.
Mate, there were fucking broken bottle ends and coins flung on for that mob today at Joe Hart. But there'll be more made about the fucking fact that they're a bit of fucking expanding foam. Never mind the fact there were fireworks last night at the Dakota, trying to upset the guys, trying to fucking... Mate, this is how stupid these cunts are. They were outside the Dakota, they were outside the Dakota last night, setting off fireworks on a soundproof hotel, trying to disrupt your guys.
Could you explain the expanding foam thing?
Before the game,
hold on, Dale, what's that, Gav?
Could you explain the expanding foam thing, please, for the viewers?
Right. So there's been a wee bit of tit for tat overnight, Gav. So last night, the Celtic team was staying at the Dakota Hotel, which is up at the Eurocentral, kind of between Hamilton and Motherwell, for anybody that knows it. And there were a lot of Rangers fans setting off fireworks all night, trying to disrupt the guys' sleep. Unbeknownst to them, it's a soundproof hotel, right? So get up, these are fucking Superlink cunts. And overnight as well, there were a few Celtic men allegedly that were arrested for putting expanded foam up the gates, to get into the stadium, and a bit of super glue in the old padlocks, all that nonsense. But today, mate, on the pitch, regardless of whatever happened after, there was fucking broken bottle ends, the arse of a bottle flung onto the pitch. Coins as well. Joe Hart was going after his nut for the second half because he was getting bombarded with fucking broken glass and coins. There's no need for it. It's just fucking stupidity. It's nonsense. It's absolute caveman stuff.
It's absolute
shite.
It's absolute standard. It's absolute standard.
Del, see if cunts want to have a wee bit of banter before the game outside. Let fireworks off. Gluing fucking locks. No bother. We'll take that all day, mate. It's a bit of fucking what about it. It's a bit of fucking laughing joke. But see flinging fucking broken glass onto the park to try and actually physically injure players. It's no one, mate. They can go for
standard. Standard to them. 100% standard to them.
At first, when I saw something brown on the pitch, I'm not joking. I thought it was like
a jobby.
I thought it was a jobby. And I'm like,
Alan McGregor fucking shot himself the first half.
That's beyond the pale. Imagine chucking on like a human jobby.
A big bit of feces right on the park.
It's beyond the pale. It's beyond the pale. Tactics like that are inexcusable, and it's just further ammunition to fucking say that they're a horrible mob. They're a horrible, ugly fucking mob. And I'm glad we've put them in their place. I'm glad that they're hurting today. And I'm sure some of the people who work Monday and they take the piss out of their Rangers colleagues, because I don't have that opportunity. But I'm glad that they're hurting today. I want them to feel that pain. I want them to fucking cry.
Can I just jump in, mate? Just one of the comments on the side.
What's that, Robbie?
Palmer, I'm sure you told me you're for Holland or something, pal. Palmer, a jobby is a...
Sorry.
Palmer, I'll be Palmer, no lucky, pal. Basically, mate, I've never had to describe a jobby before, but a jobby is like a poo, a shit that comes out of a person's bum. A bit of excrement.
My way.
We're not laughing at you, mate. We're not laughing at you. It's just it's a happy day.
Big Brian, look, one of the jobbies.
Listen, that's fucking plenty. I will shake myself, man.
We're not laughing at you, mate. If you're not from Scotland, then we can understand that. Don't worry about it.
What's a jobby, man? That's the best thing I've heard this year.
Big Brian, big shoulder there. Brian, there was lots of shite on the park today. It was blue though. Well said, mate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right, guys, so that's the first win at Ibrox since 2019 and Rangers' first home league defeat in 2 years. How big is that? How much does that be played or will that galvanise the remaining 6 games, would you reckon, Del?
Nah, mate, no.
I think Del, sorry, mate. There's cooking with Chef Dine. I thought a jobby was a hand jobby.
That sounds a bit creepy, but we'll go with it. I think they were 35 games unbeaten at Ibrox, mate. So that's definitely a kick in the stones to them. I think if the players and the management look back on the performance as a whole, other than Joe Hart was in trouble today, by the way. He had a couple of very, very, very easy saves. So I think realistically, if the Rangers management team and the players look back on the performance, then they must, as guys that have played football, realise that know that they were played off the park, but they were certainly outfought. And I think also when Sakala and guys like that come on and Celtic bring on Beaton, David Turnbull, Matt O'Reilly, and just the strength and depth in the squad. It's a kick in the balls to them. They must look back on the game today and think we're miles off it. As professional footballers, they'll obviously go into the last 6 games and think they've still got a chance. And as you said earlier, Gav, there's still a Glasgow derby to play at Parkhead. But overall, 35 games, other than the first couple of minutes, they never really threatened us. So, aye, mate, it's a foregone conclusion for me. And I very rarely put my head above the parapet and say stuff like this because you set yourself up to get slaughtered. But aye, mate, boys against men, as Scott Brown said. You know what I mean? Aye.
Well, as Stephen Bevan says, it's not always about skill. These boys have grit, determination, and a collectiveness that's a joy to watch. McGregor epitomises everything. So, hi, Stephen. Stephen, thanks for commenting. First time comment.
That fucking sums up the game today, by the way. Very good comment.
Stephen, as you say, pal, the first few minutes it was all Rangers. They went for the jugular. They showed that they weren't going to be kind of sitting back and taking everything we had to offer. They dominated midfield. They went for the attack straight away. Unfortunately for us, they scored right away for a goal for Aaron Ramsey, which was a decent goal, by the way. They done well for that. But at the same time, it's about how you respond as a team. And we responded like champions, mate. We responded like the fucking best in the fucking league. We never let up. Straight away, like when they scored the goal, Starfelt was kind of clamoring about. Greg Taylor was losing possession all the time. I know this is only the first couple of minutes in that, but it was a bit gung ho for the Rangers. And they managed to up the park, score a goal, but then Celtic started to put their stamp on it, and we managed to get up. We managed to score a goal, and it seriously put the wind up there. Fucked them, Gav. Let's be honest, that goal fucked them, mate, because they thought straight away when they scored that goal, Aaron Ramsey, Mr. fucking superstar, they thought they were going to go in and win fucking 2, 3, 4, 5-0. And then we came up the park and scored about fucking 2 minutes later.
The silence was beautiful whenever Rogic scored that goal. So it was a tap in after. Well, I'm actually doing him an injustice.
A very good finish, by the way.
The technique that Rogic showed, because it was a half volley, had to wait for the precise moment when he came down to side foot it in, and that was after an Alan McGregor parry. But the goal wouldn't have been a goal without the determination from fucking Captain Insano, the guy with the man.
Yes, absolutely.
Like the dribble that he actually did, it was faced up with
Messi-esque. It was Messi-esque.
Aye, I dribbled down the tracky bottoms when he was running, man.
Well, he took it past Lundstrom, and then he took it past Bassey, who Bassey I thought was Rangers' best player by far today. The guy was he was like the Terminator going down that left flank, but McGregor managed to skip past 2 players, and then it was the ball fell to Rogic. Rogic hits a shot, gets parried. Hatate hits the shot, then it comes out to Rogic, who side foots it past McGregor, and he showed a cool head for that, and it silenced the crowd. That was beautiful, man. Fucking loved it.
Yes, mate.
The other beautiful thing in the game for me was, and I hope it gets given as much credit as Mr. Jozo Simunovic, was Tony Ralston absolutely smashing him in the last minute. What a fucking tackle, by the way.
Yes, mate.
Well, I don't know if you could portray it as a tackle, to be fair, but wow, 2 legs above the ground, knee high, right next to the Huns. Tony Ralston, love you, son, love you. What a challenge, man.
And it's not that, as you say, Dale, everybody played a part today, mate. It wasn't just the it wasn't just the 1 or 2 guys. Even though with a bit of a shit start, guys like Taylor and Starfield were kind of flat like fuck the first maybe 5 minutes. But they grew out of the game. Everybody started to fucking puff the chest out and say, we're not having this. You've just scored a goal. We're not getting fucking beat today. And everybody just showed a fucking grit, determination to go and win the game, mate. Every single man had their fucking balls out, they had their cocks out, and they were going for the win.
We talk about the fit by your Paddy.
Sorry, mate, I was watching porno before the game. No, fuck that, no, mate. Every cunt, mate, no. You fucking deal with your cunt. Every cunt had their balls out, their cocks out, and they went for the fucking jugular today. They went behind, and they fucking responded beautifully, mate. And they fucking knocked the wind into the bastards. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it, and we went for the fucking jugular. And we, fucking beautiful Sunday, boys. Beautiful. Yes, come on.
Right, okay. This guy's a bit mad tonight. Today, Dale, you said earlier on that we outthought Rangers, and one of the kind of comments that I heard from Giovanni Van Bronckhorst before the game, the interviewer said to him, "What did you tell your team before the game? What was your message?" And he just says like an absolute fanny, win the game. And I was just thinking, win the game, is that all you've got to say? It's just that simplistic message. Like there was no guile behind the Rangers approach. Yes, it was backs to the walls at time for us in the second half, but there was no method. There was no tactical nous that they actually showed. It was just. I
don't think Van Bronckhorst got it, to be honest with you. Obviously, he's done reasonably well as a coach before he came to Rangers, but obviously I'm going to blow smoke up Andy's arse, but I think, and I spoke about it before the game, that no matter what side they put out today, whether it was Jack, whether it was Lundstrom, whether it was Arfield, whether it was Aribo or Sakala, or whoever it may be, I wasn't one bit worried about their team. when you go into a derby, years gone past, I wouldn't say so much in recent times. Then, like me and Paddy were on my podcast this morning, and we spoke about the Celtic team, and I says to Paddy, "Have you got the Rangers team yet?" And Paddy says, "I couldn't give a fuck." And to be honest with you, I tended to agree with him, because I've said it kind of leading up to the game this week for possibly Monday, that no matter what starting 11 they put out or who they had on the bench, I wasn't a single bit worried. Not a single bit worried. I don't see where they can hurt us. They've got fucking Ryan Kent with Simon Ferry's haircut that's worth £40 million. Absolute dog shite, in my opinion. How they rate the guy, I think on his day in a very, very good performance, Ryan Kent, very good player. Does he do it consistently? Nah. Sakala, mug. Diallo, mug. I just think Ange, with the squad that he's got, with the rejuvenance of Tony Ralston, of Tom Rogic, of Carol Stalfert, of Greg Taylor, of Giamakis, I don't worry about them at all. Check the results. Going into today, probably the most confident I've ever went into a derby in a very, very long time. And I'll reiterate what I said earlier. 1 in a row, 9 to go. Fucking Ange Ball.
I'm just smiling because I thought about what's a job.
I know. Palmer, by the way, I'm very sorry. I was talking about somebody threw a glass bottle in the park earlier, and Gav says, "Is that a jobby?" And there's a wee guy from Holland come on the podcast there saying, "What's a jobby?" That was a terrible Raymond van Barneveld impression there, by the way.
Big fucking Steve McLaren there. Hey, what's your jobby? There's Kevin 14. We got laughed at on PLZ in November for saying we will win the league by 10. Who's laughing now, you wanks?
Good guy. Good guy,
play,
Kevin.
mate. Fair play, mate. Red Scotland must be full of drugs or drink, but he says, you make a lot of sense, Dale.
Right.
Obviously.
Second goal for Celtic, actually scoring for a set piece. It was a Jota free kick, a deep kind of floating ball, a floater, I would say maybe.
A floater?
That's a job as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, on you go. Sorry, apologies, on you go.
So Jota puts on a floater. Balogun, he heads it down, and it was Cameron Carter-Vickers who swoops it into the back of the net. I think heroes. Paddy.
Sorry, mate. Yes, mate. Sorry, my apologies.
I think you and Dale were talking about earlier on in the preview of the game. Who would you rather make a permanent signing, Jota or Cameron Carter-Vickers? I think with today's showing, it's solidifies that.
Yeah,
mate. There's no. For me, there's no debate in it. It's Cameron Carter-Vickers. Like you can go out, you can buy a wide man who will excite you, will get the bums off the seats, go and attack. But when you come to kind of what's the word? I don't know. When you want some kind of everything to be the same, like Cameron Carter-Vickers, mate. You can't even buy him.
Continuity, Patrick.
Continuity. That's actually a pretty good word. Continuity. We'll go for continuity. If you want some sort of continuity in your back five, then you look at Cameron Carter-Vickers and you see a guy who consistently is, if you're going to rate him, it's consistently at least an 8 out of 10.
Strolled it today.
An 8 out of 10 for me. He doesn't break any sweat. He's not the best. Sometimes he might be at fault for Starfelt. Starfelt might be at fault for him. It's just a pairing, mate. But you look at his impact. He's been absolutely solid as fuck. He's solidified the defence. He's brought on a kind of calmness as well. And even at times today, mate, when you're thinking, going to stop fucking about at the back, stop all that shitey, stupid passing about.
First half, a couple of times,
he never broke sweat. There was not
one. I don't think he ever has. Mate.
Dale, there was not one bit of sweat the guy said. He's fucking playing about the ball. He's playing about his game. And then what happens? We spoke about the Rangers kind of their danger points, and it was all about set pieces. And what happens today, Gav? Cameron Carter-Vickers goes up and scores for a set piece. Mate, beautiful, magical. It was high, beautiful Sunday. This is my beautiful day.
Who was your most impressive midfielder?
Say that again, sorry.
Who was your most impressive midfielder for Celtic?
I can't see by Rogic.
Kalmak.
I can't see by Rogic. I thought Rogic for 50 minutes was absolutely phenomenal, mate. Just a wee. I think he's probably been a player of the season this year, other than Joe Hart. Hi, son. I thought Rogic. I would have gave him man of the match probably if he'd have stayed on a wee bit longer. I just thought the days holding the ball up. And but the day with Rogic a wee bit as well, and it's not always been a massive part of his game is tracking back and tackling, and it probably goes back to the Postecoglou effect as well. I think Andrews had a massive part in that with Rogic. The day I seen him breaking the lines, good passes, good goal, tracking back, tackling. Greg, it pains me to say that about Greg Taylor as well, with maybe a man of the match performance, but middle of the park, big time, at the back, Carter Vickers, and probably Maeda up the top, without being effective in an attacking sense. His boots at the bottom must be on fire, because the work rate that guy puts in is absolutely phenomenal, man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Today's not a day for scapegoats because we won. If I was to be a little bit critical, I would say maybe the weak link in defence, Juranovic didn't have his best game. In midfield, maybe Hatate didn't have his best game, and up front, maybe Jota didn't have the best game, but they fucking tried anyway. We didn't play with with any passengers today. But Taylor was fantastic. I know that Taylor's not the flavour of the week for a lot of Celtic fans, and the question of is he going to be our first choice left back next season? That's a question for another day, because today Taylor was more than the sum of his parts. Taylor played out of his skin, so fair play to him.
Aye, he did, mate. He did really well, and the overall performance, I think, if you were marking it out of a Glasgow Derby performance and in the levels of playing well and goals scored and a very, very good performance, you would maybe get a 5 or a 6 after the Paradise game at 3-0. But Dig, determination, will to win, it's a fucking 10 out of 10 for me. Jota being our flair player as such, can't really mind him getting to the byline today, to be honest with you. Can't really mind him getting there and making very, very telling crosses. But again, maybe the same as Rogic, what I spoke about a couple of minutes ago. He's tracking back, he's tackling. Again, another added part of a winger that looks like George Michael that you think can't tackle. That Ange Postecoglou against. I just think that even though the team play on the park, that there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that every single player in that squad is a better player, a better person, and has more desire, dig, and will because of Ange Postecoglou. 1,000,000%, and that's why the league again for me is done. I think at the start of the season when Jota came in and he was skipping by these guys and doing what he was doing, and Tom Rogic does what he does. David Turnbull as well, Gav, is probably, as some people might call him, a luxury player. But there is no way in this earth that these guys put in that kind of performance today if Ange Postecoglou isn't at Celtic Park. 100%.
I totally agree. By the way, a wee happy birthday from the podcast to Woodsy. I don't know what age you're today, but I know it's your birthday, and what a way to fucking celebrate it. A victory over Rangers.
Happy 70th,
Woodsy, mate.
Happy 70th, you know, Jobby.
What's a Jobby?
Right, plenty.
Gav, what do you think was a deciding factor in today? I know, obviously, they started off the more kind of directness. They showed that they wanted it from the get-go. But right. we showed that kind of desire that if they scored first, it wasn't going to be a case of if they scored first, they're going to win it. We showed up, we stood up, we puffed the chest out, and we get the game back on track. So what do you think was the biggest kind of changing point in the game?
If I could take a liberty and tell you three big important factors for me.
Tell me what you want, pal.
Right. The first thing was after we lost the first goal, trust the process. I know I said it earlier, but we never panicked. We just started doing what we normally do. And even when there was hearts in the mouth moment when we're passing out for the back and losing possession, we still, to an extent, continued doing that. So we never deviated from the game plan. So one for me was trust the process. Number two was true grit. And true grit that came into prominence in the second half, where it was backs to the walls. And again, we just showed defensive discipline. We didn't lose the heat. We just defended very, very well without getting torn apart, without getting brought out of position. And the third thing was the strength of the bench. The people that we brought on, like the starting 11, there was no surprises with the starting 11, but the people that we brought on, Beaton, O'Reilly, and by the way, how good was Beaton when he came on? Ralston as well,
Unbelievable.
Turnbull and Abada, who's our top scorer in the league. Well, he was, I think he still is with 9 in the league. The bench was outstanding. So trust the process, the grit was showed, and the strength of the bench, man. That was the 3 things that brought us the victory today.
I can't disagree, mate. Can't disagree. I think that, as I said, other than a quality performance, it's the quality of the squad, Gav, as you say. If you look through the Rangers squad without your green tinted glasses on, I watched a podcast last night. It was a Celtic fan, the Rangers fan, and the Rangers, the set. I know, mate. And the Celtic fan was actually putting Rangers players and his kind of mixed 11. And
Ryan 118?
Yeah.
Was it Ryan 118?
No, I don't think it was Ryan. No. I can't mind who it was, but obviously, mate, your green tinted glasses, and I couldn't pick one either. A Rangers player just because of a Fenian bastard. But right now at this moment in time, I don't think any of them get anywhere near our starting 11, and that's why I think we beat St Johnstone, and it. Excuse my ignorance, I've not got a fucking clue who they play at the weekend. We're at home, so I'm taking it there away. It could be 9 points. Paddy, normally when I say to you that Rangers are going to drop points, they tend to. St Mirren away. So, we beat St Johnstone at the weekend. They drop points in Paisley because Paddy's fucking booby trapped the dressing rooms. Mate, I agree with your 3 points wholeheartedly. That the overall thing is total quality, mate. Total quality and squad depth. From back to front, the bench and guys. I mean, Mikey Johnson was in the bench today. James McCarthy was the bench today. We've still got Kyle Go to come back, so. Roll on Easter Sunday for another absolute fucking hun bashing. And I got a ticket in the ballot as well, so get it in yous.
I'll take it off you, Dale. No bother.
Absolutely not this time, you fat dick.
What did you think of Willie Collins' performance? And
very, very good.
Decent.
No, very good. I thought in the first probably half an hour, Gav. I thought in the first half an hour, Gav, he could have probably booked 4 or 5 players, and it might have been a different game altogether. Fair play to me, Benjamin Button. I thought he had a good game today.
And the penalty time for
the next game, Willie Collins ref, and he's only got to be that size. Me, Benjamin Button.
Same size as Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. No, listen. See, for me, everybody to a man. Obviously, the first couple of minutes, the Rangers stood up and they showed their desire to go out and try and win the game, which lasted 5 minutes. But after that, Celtic showed every single will, desire, everything spiritual, the works to go and win that game. Mate, listen, we've gone to Ibrox. We have gone to Ibrox and we have won. We've won 2-1, right? Everybody in the fucking media said, no, Celtic won't win. They'll get beat. Why? Because they're playing at Ibrox. They're playing in front of fucking 50,000 fucking troglodytes. There's only 700 Celtic supporters. It doesn't matter. Ange Postecoglou, who's put out a team... Mate, it doesn't matter. Ange Postecoglou has put out a team that doesn't give a fuck where they play, who they play in front of, or how many fucking idiots they play in front of. They go out to play the same way, the same style, and go out and try and get the same result every single game. And today, they done it, mate. They went out at fucking Ibrox. They learned for the first time at Ibrox, Gav, which I says to you, he's a man that learns his mistakes. Postecoglou's done it today. We took our chances today. It doesn't matter whether it's fucking 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. We went out and took our chances today. We won that fucking game very square.
I think the total contrast.
They're no fucking about. They're no fucking.
No, I think I definitely think he learns, but
wholeheartedly.
Aye, I definitely think Ange learns. He's one of the kind of guys
that's what I mean.
If something goes wrong, then he picks up on it and he changes it. But I think if you look back to the last game at Ibrox, the total contrast in squad and depth is absolute night and day. And as you have spoke about with whoever else, the other podcast, that Ange's now got his team in place. The kind of second season, they say, when he's got get into next year. I just find it amazing. But before the game today, somebody actually says, in fact, it was Ali McCoist was talking about Juranovic, the last game at Ibrox. I think it was his debut, Gav, is that right? Juranovic, the one we get beat 2-1, possibly.
Yeah, you're right, mate.
Aye, so you're right, Paddy. Ange does learn by his mistakes, but I don't even think that game is a learning curve. I just think Ange has now got his whatever it is in place, his squad, his management team, his backroom staff, albeit he never brought them in. I just think the Ange fucking pyramid is built, and there's no knocking it down, mate. I can't see it other than the next four or 5 years.
Dale, how lucky have we been to see the success of Ange Postecoglou? Because I was talking about that with Keith last night, and I was talking about kind of how we were all set up to get Eddie Howe in, and then it fell apart at the last minute, and literally...
It's Brendan Rodgers-esque, Paddy.
And literally within about half an hour, Postecoglou was appointed.
That one.
Do you know what I mean? And we could have had Eddie Howe with Richard Hughes as a technical manager. We could have had Steve Cook as a centre-back. We could have had Azamir Begovic as goalkeeper. We could have had this guy and that guy, Joshua King, whoever the fuck it was that was kind of quoted at the time. But it never happened. We ended up with Ange Postecoglou, a guy from the fucking far east of the world. We've ended up with Joe Hart as a goalkeeper, Cameron Carter-Vickers centre-back, Jota, fucking, and a bunch of Japanese guys who... And I know some people say, oh, don't say Japanese guy because it's not very nice. But that's what it is. We've ended up with 3 or 4 guys who have been integral parts to the squad. Kyogo for the start of the season. Hatate, who's come in and absolutely fucking bossed it. Maeda, who I know he's not doing every single bit as perfect as possible, but he's so much an important part of the cog. Fucking anybody you want, mate. Giacomakis, a guy for the Eredivisie who scored fucking 27 goals last season, get relegated. Him and only Luis Suarez have only scored 4 goals in a game. Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable that the amount of quality that we've got in the game.
Aye.
And how much everything has came together so quickly. It's got 100%. It's got to be through the eyes of one man, and that's Postecoglou. And I'm not saying, mate, just everything that's Postecoglou, but when you look at everything that's came together, it's a guy that's coming in on his own, no backroom staff, no backroom team. He's had to learn the coaches, his method. He's had to learn the players, his method. Everything has got to be moulded around the Ange method, and everybody has came together, and it's culminated in in positivity, mate. I can't get the words to say how much it's been such a pleasure to watch Big Ange this season, even though like maybe up until maybe the Aberdeen game away at the start you were still kind of like saying, oh fuck, this is kind of shite and it's not working, but everything it's fell into place. Everything is like a big jigsaw, and it's been so fucking beautiful. And now you're looking at like for last season to this season, you've got fans wanting to storm Celtic Park to kind of show their negativity, and now you've got fans wanting to go up to Lennoxtown and go and show their positivity. Everything is so beautiful, magical, wonderful, and everybody's in tandem, and it's all coming together, mate. I'm going to either greet or have a wank now because it's tremendous.
Please please do the previous one. Gav, a question I was going to ask that obviously I'm confident we go on to win the league. Ange Postecoglou.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
All the best to you, sweetheart.
Ange Postecoglou, Celtic team wins the league this year. In the summer.
Yes, mate. Very, very drunk.
You're hoping that obviously the likes of Barkas and for me McCarthy and Ajeti and guys like that go out. In your opinion, Gav, with whatever you think may be added to the very successful squad that we've got now, how do you think an Ange Postecoglou Celtic team with additions in the summer fares in the Champions League if we win the league this year?
Well, you're talking about the hopes for next season. Things are coming together. I do believe that if we don't get the Cameron Carter-Vickers and Jota deals done, then that's going to be a bit of a hindrance in terms of our progression, because I don't like whenever you've been playing a full season with two really integral players and then they get taken out, you need to replace them and hope the replacements bed in. Next season, if we play with a bit of respectability in the Champions League, then I'll be more than happy with that. And when I say respectability, I mean not getting tanked 8-0. Actually, to progress out of our Champions League group is mission impossible now. It's a job for Tom Cruise. And if you compare it to this season...
Even my hundmates are texting, congratulations on another treble, mate. Sorry to interrupt here, Gav.
That's good. Actually, I was going to text my Rangers mate today and tell him I hope you're hurting tonight. But I didn't want to be...
I actually think it's unbelievable that you guys are getting Rangers pals. Get up, he's...
Shut up, you fucking fat bigoted moron.
We don't have them here. We don't have them, mate. I'm stodgy as fuck.
Yes, Gav. On you go.
If you look at it for this season, we failed at the first obstacle in the Champions League qualifiers. We then went down to Europa League. We didn't do well in Europa League, and then we went down to the conference and we get booted out there as well. In Europe, we've been shite. I don't think there's any getting away. It's been a learning experience. But to say that we're going to do well in the Champions League, no, for me, that's a step too far. We just need to make sure we get into the Champions League. Now, how we fare in that competition is anybody's guess. But it'll be part of the learning curve with Ange Postecoglou. So whatever will happen, will happen. I'm not expecting great things. Sorry for that.
I think you're possibly right, mate. And I think if you hark back to a very successful Brendan Rodgers side, and without comparing Rodgers and Postecoglou as managers, the philosophy-wise, they're kind of similar as an attacking sense. I thought Rodgers get found out against Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, when he never sat in. On the flip side of that, he attacked Man City. We get 2 draws against them. I think Ange, when you look at the Betis games and Leverkusen games, when we went up away from home, done relatively well against them at home as well. I think Ange is and I think it's probably the only wee point that Celtic fans that maybe niggles in the back of their head. It's certainly mine that no way to bring the plan B up again, Paddy, but he's so stuck on what he's wanted to do, his philosophy, and no deviating at all for what way he wants to play football. That's next year. If we do win the league, then I think it's the luck of the draw as well, Gav, because we have had notoriously really, really hard groups going away back to the Martin O'Neill times in the early 2000s, mate. Barcelona, Benfica, Porto, Juventus, AC Milan on a consistent basis. So if Ange Postecoglou, when he wins the league this year, if we get a half-decent Champions League group, then am I correct in saying this is the 10-team Champions League thing this year?
What?
There's a big change in UEFA. one of the viewers will maybe correct me on it, but it's a 10-team league, if I'm not wrong, and you play everybody once.
2024 was may happen. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. The year 2024 sticks out in my mind. I could be wrong.
Right, okay. What's the sure then?
Look at that one there. Kevin 14. Carmack just throwing the mask into the dressing room there. Smell the mask. Love it, pal. Well played. Well played. Brilliant. The guys, listen, I see if we would have started at the start of the league, Gav, when you and I and McGinty started first in the podcast and that, there's been so much of a change, right? Because when we started, there was kind of glimpses of...
Got to do toilet trips.
On you go, mate. Gav, there were kind of glimpses of greatness, and then it kind of started to fluctuate, and it was up and down, and sometimes the football wasn't that good, and we were questioning guys like Greg Taylor, Anthony Ralston, Starfield, everybody. But I knew when we look back, we kind of hindsight, that was all kind of... It was almost like a learning curve, mate. And now we're talking about with 5-6 games to go. Ange Postecoglou is in charge to go and win the league. Mate, how unbelievable from where we started at the start of the league, at the start of the campaign to now, how unbelievable is that for you? Mate,
the journey's been fantastic. And I know that you're talking about on the pitch, but even off the pitch, you had the relationship between the fans and the club. That was I wouldn't say it was in tatters, but it was on a shaky peg.
Gav, it was in tatters. Let's be honest.
Aye, okay. So you had that.
The legacy that Neil Lennon left, regardless of whether it was his fault or a kind of collective of the club.
Aye, okay. So that was you had the change in chief executive as well. You brought in Nicholson, who a lot of people were kind of bemused with that appointment, and then you bring in a manager who we're going for Eddie Howe, and then we bring in Postecoglou, a relative unknown in the Northern Hemisphere in Western football. So people were sceptical about the plan, about the personnel, about the direction behind it. And then they were worried about Rangers getting even stronger and winning the league and getting that 40 million bounty. So there was so much pressure, and especially on the back of the disappointment of losing the 10 in a row. But what we've done, and another big change is changing captain, having lost a massive personality in the dressing room with Scott Brown having gone. But yes. Captain Gregor's taken to it like a fish to water. Even I was a wee bit doubtful of his captaining responsibilities, but it's proved me wrong. And Postecoglou's brought with him such a determination that it was hard to ignore. It was either his way or the highway. And we got rid of, obviously, our best striker, Edward. We got rid of our best defender, Aya. And we got rid of a creative player who was starting to turn over a new leaf, Ryan Christie, who'd actually played well in the first 2 games of the season. But the determination and the game plan that Postecoglou has delivered it like an ultimatum. He says, you either play it my way and you get the fuck off. Get out of my club, and everybody's bought into it, and the turnaround has been fantastic. It's actually difficult. It's difficult to get your head around it, and maybe by the end of the season we can actually look back in it and its full duration and it's full from start to finish and just admire it. But right now we're part of the journey, and it's just fantastic, man.
Aye, absolutely. When you look at everything on last season, kind of the morale, but not just between the players, but the fans. Like, as I said to Dale earlier on, you had the likes of Celtic supporters trying to kind of storm Parkhead. I know it was a kind of a funny situation with COVID and restrictions, and nobody could go to the games. They couldn't make themselves known other than maybe like a message board or this and that. So they literally never had an output, Gav, other than fucking go down and start taking a protest, if you want to call it that. Now you've got a contrast of, even Friday night, for example, you've got Ange Postecoglou, the players doing their last training session of the weekend up at Lennoxtown the Friday night, and you've got the Green Brigade turning up, Gav, with banners saying, we don't stop or we don't fucking stop, whatever it may be. They've got the flares on. Big Ange just fucking directing the players over the gate, mate, and he's punching the chest. He's acknowledging the Green Brigade, who, in my mind, have been absolutely sensational.
This year especially.
For the entirety of this season.
Yeah.
And everything is just a kind of, for me, mate, it's just a family-orientated kind of setup now. You've got Ange talking about Joe Hart, saying he wants to see him more as a human being rather than a goalkeeper, giving him a home. Cameron Carter-Vickers, he's been out in multiple loan deals. Celtic, he's found a home.
Hey, Dad.
It's a bagel with tuna.
He's bringing guys over from Japan to fit into his system. And we've all said it. Dale and myself have spoken about it, saying earlier on the season, should we develop a plan B? And Ange said, no, fuck you, Baldy. Fuck you, Fatty. I get plan B. We don't do plan B, we do plan A, and we do it better. You know what I mean? And every single time, Ange Postecoglou has come out trumps, mate. The guy has been a breath of fresh air. The guy is a fucking legend. He's tremendous. I can't speak any more higher of the guy. He's been fucking superb.
Paddy, for a debut season, I know that the league is not yet done. I know that Dale feels that the league is done. For me, it's not yet done. But so far, we're about to congratulate Postecoglou on a fantastic debut season. But Dale, the main point, is that avocado on your bagel? What is it you're eating?
No, it's no, it's tuna and cucumber.
Cucumber, right? Okay.
Yes. I think the good lady's trying to shift my belly fat, but
she calling you a fat bastard, Dale.
Yes, aye.
Cool.
Listen, I'm going to go and eat my bagel. I've promised the wee guy to take him out the back for a game of Fitbit, so I'm going to bounce. As always, guys, it's a pleasure. I'll hopefully be on the next couple of weeks. We'll jump on a wee midweek one, but hail, up and and 1 in a row. Fucking it's here now. Ange Postecoglou, here we go, 10 in a row. You've heard it here first. Guys, God bless, take care. All the listeners, love yous all. Have an absolutely brilliant Sunday. Love yous all. Take care. Up and
catch you later, Dale boy.
Thanks, guys. Right. Cheers, guys.
Right, to the viewers, by the way, that was Dale for the Celtic Supporters Podcast. Going to check him out on YouTube because he's going to be doing something for charity, and I think it might be August or September. He's raising money for the food banks in Motherwell and the surrounding areas, and he's going to go from like Wishaw to Carlisle. I think he's going to try and do that in about 24 hours. If he goes over it, then fair enough. He's only human. He's not like a Maida with the stamina, but he's going to go from Wishaw to Carlisle. He's raising money for charity. Check out his YouTube, the Celtic Supporters Podcast, to find out more details about it. He's got a full episode dedicated to it. Something very nice. He's a good human being and a good friend of the podcast as well.
Mate, he's putting himself out there. He's going to go and run for fucking, I don't know, about 180 miles or something like that in the space of 24 hours. So, Gav, as you say, anybody that's watching, go to Dale's page, Celtic Supporters Podcast, jump in. If you can, please donate anything that you can, be it a penny, a pound, whatever. It's all for a good cause, and something that really we shouldn't have to be kind of raising funds for in this day and age. And it's food banks in the area of kind of Motherwell, Wishaw. You know, it's shite, but aye, if you can help the guy out, he's going to do his damnedest. So,
Paddy, back to the match, okay. And one thing that obviously we've won, but one thing that kind of scared me early on was the physicality of Rangers. I think pound for pound, man for a man, they're a physically stronger team than us. And obviously we won today because we had to go into the trenches, especially in the second half. But that was the one thing that I really didn't like. And I think previous Celtic teams would have floundered against that physical superiority that they seem to have over Celtic. And they've had it for a while now. Do you think that the Celtic players are that technically gifted and they've got the right mindset, the right spirit, the right teamwork that they can overcome that physicality on most opportunities, on most occasions against Rangers now?
Excuse me, Gav, got a bit of a cough. But listen, the fucking proof's in the pudding, mate. Rangers came and attacked us from the get-go on their own patch, mate. They kind of tried to come out from the start the dominance, which they did. But it only took a matter of moments for us to come back into the game. So that was a big hammer blow to them that we actually scored that goal early on through Rogic. So, like, that's been a big kind of test of the character this season between the two teams, because we are in the driving seat, Gav. We've came to their stadium, mate, which were filled before, previously at the start of the season. And as far as I'm concerned, Big Ange has learned his lessons. And, mate, Gav, we've left the game today, mate. Gav, we've left the game today, winning 2-1. We are the champions, mate.
No yet.
Giovanni Bronckhorst can fucking suck my dick.
Well, question to the viewers, we asked it at the start, is the league over? Dale thinks it's over, but for me, it's not over till the Fat Lady sings, and we've still got the Celtic and Rangers game at Parkhead later on with 6 games remaining. Now, of course, as you know, we're 6 points ahead. The goal difference we've got, I think, is now 16 points to our advantage. So that's pretty much 6 points plus a wee kind of in bracket 1. Do you think the league is over?
No, Gav. No. I think, obviously, we us winning today, it's been a major step toward us lifting the trophy at the end of the season. But, as I've said to Dale before, previous kind of podcasts and Twitter spaces and whatnot, I'm not going to jump ahead of the scale, because funny things can happen in football, Gav. There's been teams that have lost the league kind of in a better position. I don't want to start singing until Susan Boyle sings, mate. I just don't want to get too ahead of myself, mate. Obviously, after today, I'm in a totally better position as a Celtic fan that we will win the league. But until it's mathematically impossible, I will not be celebrating.
I agree, mate. I totally agree. And that's what Ange Postecoglou will be saying. 6 games.
Also.
Oh, mate, he's a professional. He's not going to be fucking throwing out the beers to all the players and saying, right, sit back, relax now. You've done your job. Not a chance. If you want to be in that team for the next game at Parkhead, whenever it is next weekend, if you want to be starting, then you need to be shown that you've got the right mindset for that.
And there's Palmer saying, Van Bronckhorst is a joke. He's not taken serious over here. And I know Palmer's based in Holland, Netherlands. Don't ever fear him or his tactics at Jungle Jims Podcast. Palmer, if you can kind of back us up with the kind of legacy of Van Bronckhorst and his kind of Netherlands appearances, but all I can remember, mate, is that Van Bronckhorst was all about the kind of same style and setup, being like a kind of wing play manager, and he's only really got one tactic, and that's to get the guys down the line, try and put a ball in, and try and get an early goal. And I remember actually seeing a couple of Feyenoord fans saying the exact same thing, Gav. I've not seen anything different to counter that today, mate. And you look at the Rangers kind of squad today, mate, and it was the exact same thing. They tried to get down the wings early on, which they did to their credit early on. But when push came to shove, mate, Celtic ran over them in their own pitch in Ibrox at the most crucial stage of the season. Gav, I can't actually reiterate how positive this is for Celtic, that we have dominated we have went to their park with 700 of our supporters as opposed to about fucking 57,000 of them. And we have won the game, mate, regardless of how they started. This is a magnificent fucking resounding victory for Celtic today. It's beautiful, magical, mystical. Mwah! Mwah! Mwah!
Can I go back to Palman? Palman, what is the perception in the Netherlands from the media about Van Bronckhorst as a manager? Tell me about that. And just another point to the viewers who are actually tuning in and giving us comments tonight, or this afternoon, sorry. Thank you so much for that. This podcast is worthless, which is me and Paddy shooting the shit. You guys are the lifeblood of this. So keep it coming. And bring up your comments, please, about do you think the league is over now? Where is your mindset at? We've got some people saying it's over. We've done the hard part. We just need to see out the remaining 6 games, albeit one of which is a Celtic and Rangers game at Parkhead that still needs to be played. And of course, we're now going into the split, so we're going to be playing against the better half of the teams, the better calibre of teams in the SPL. So where is your mindset at? Is the league over, or it's not over until the fat lady sings? Let us know. Paddy, any comments on that yet? Paddy's internet is gubbed, man. He's absolutely gubbed. His internet is gubbed and he's fucking pissed as a fart, which is not a bad thing at all. Paddy, wake the fuck up, man. Aye. So where are we? Paddy, you still there? Okay, no, man. Well, at least there's no date. I can hear him coughing in the background.
Oh. Sorry, Gabby. Internet went wonky there again.
Cool. Is there any comments from the viewers about do they think if the league is won, if it's over yet?
If what, sorry?
If the league is over yet?
Nothing yet, mate. But obviously, we've taken a gargantuan step towards being crowned champions. And as I've said previously to yourself, guys like Dale, Keith Corcoran, come on the Hoops podcast. Anybody that I spoke to today for Rangers was all about the victory. If they did not get anything other than the victory, it was a disaster. And I'm of the same opinion, mate. Like even a draw today was catastrophic for them because there's only so many games left in the league, and we are so many games ahead. And mate, for us to go to Ibrox with 700 Celtic supporters in tow and to win that game is fucking c'est la magnifique. Absolutely tremendous, mate. As Postecoglou is a god.
Yeah. Aye. Well, life is good whenever you're winning. Certainly that's the case. Who have we got next weekend?
St Johnson.
St Johnson, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. They've had a bad season. But
let's see. A couple of comments here. Sean Smiley, how are you doing, Sean? Only thing I've heard about Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is exactly as you said, Paddy. Hope for the best with what he puts out. Hasn't a clue how to change a game in his favour. They've done fair in Europe, though, so fuck knows. Sean, as far as I'm aware, mate, I spoke to a few guys from Holland previous to Giovanni Van Bronckhorst getting the manager's job, obviously, when it was kind of rumoured. And what I was told was he kind of fits into the Rangers system of a 4-3-3, which clearly Gerrard kind of left. But in that kind of nature, his remit is kind of playing guys down the wings, which we all know is a strength for Rangers because you've got what's his face, penalty man, James Tavernier down the right, and you've got Ryan Kent down the left. So Ryan Kent, his strength is always getting down the left, showing a man on the inside at first, and then doing a wee quick instep and getting through the centre, driving through, getting a shot on goal, or either putting a man through. When you've got a guy like Juranovic, who is a Croatian international right back. He is the man for Croatia. He's got the speed, he's got the tenacity, he's got the guile, Gav, to go and mark Kent for talking shit. He's no stupid. He knows Kent's always going to come in. He's inside right all the time.
Well, he'll get done. He'll get done in a couple minutes. He
did make, but obviously you can play against Messi and he'll still fucking take it at one point. But Juranovic always is going to be the better marking the guy inside than maybe like a Ralston, or even when Ryan Kent has been shown to be at his best against a fucking Lustig or a John Joe Kenny. Guys that are slow. Guys that fucking Ryan Kent can take advantage of. Do you know what I mean? He's not getting that anymore. Paddy,
one thing I was thinking about when you were talking about the compare and contrast between the start of the season and where we are now.
Yes,
Paddy,
mate. Thanks, Brian. Paddy's guns dominate my dreams, Rosemary.
Fucking leave that out.
You bastard. Cheers, Paul. Sorry, Gav, on you go, mate. My apologies.
When you were talking about comparing and contrasting between where we are right now with the personnel, with the way that we're playing at the start of the season, you remember Edward was our main centre forward going to Ibrox at the start of the season where we get beat 1-0. So I want to ask you the kind of comparisons between the effort that Giakoumakis put in today. It wasn't a game where you had to be pretty with flicks and tricks and with everything all rosy in the garden. That's what Edward likes. Giakoumakis today, he got stuck in the trenches and he played out of his skin until he was almost hobbling about the pitch at the end. He was getting cramped. He was seizing up. He wasn't giving in to the pain. He was still pushing himself through that barrier, that threshold. He gave everything for the team, for the win. And we wouldn't have achieved that without Giakoumakis today. It was horses for courses, and I think even if you did have Kyogo, you probably would have started Giakoumakis today if you had the option. But compare Giakoumakis, what he offers, to Edward. Do you think Edward would have been a passenger today?
Yes, absolutely. When you look at Giakoumakis, Gav, you and I have spoken about Giakoumakis in the last few months, and we've spoken about how we're getting a guy who's came from the Eredivisie. He's been the top goal scorer, the second top goal scorer for the Eredivisie. Ended up going to Borussia Dortmund for about £40 million. Daniel Malin. We've ended up getting the fucking deal of the century, because I think you got Giakoumakis for about £10 million cheaper than really what we should have got him for. I said it today earlier on. Giakoumakis is the only player other than Luis Suarez who scored 4 goals in one game in the Eredivisie for a club. So the guy's not a slouch, mate. He's a goal scorer. But when you look at his build up over the last few months as a Celtic forward, you can see how much this guy's contributing to the Celtic team. At the start, he was almost playing like a European player, Gav, right? And he was trying to buy a foul here and there, and the Scottish referees weren't having it. So he's really, for me, mate, he started to get wise, and he started to realise where he can get a foul, where he's going to get a foul against him. And now, as far as I'm concerned, he's getting more fouls against him than he has on him. You know what I mean? He's really turned into a talismanic kind of forward for me, Gav. He's bringing everybody into the game. He's been that kind of forward that we've really been missing. We've been missing a guy who's going to stay central and try and get into the penalty box. A penalty box striker, but not just a kind of guy who's going to sit in the middle. His work rate is fantastic. He's bringing everybody into the game. And you can see guys like Maeda, and they're seeing that he's going to be in the box. So get the ball into him. Jota on the right-hand side, get the ball into him, or whoever it may be. The key for me today was when you're seeing guys like, you knew you were going to be coming up against Goldson and Bargain. So what you wanted to see, mate, was a striker, a forward guy who's going to go and rustle the feathers, who's going to get his arse in there. He's going to back into them. He's going to try and bring other guys into the game. He never scored today, but you know what, mate? His teamwork was through the roof. Everything that he done was for the team. And I fucking love that, mate. And I don't give a fuck if he scores fucking 3 goals, 4 goals, or no goals. As long as he's put his body on the line and try and bring everybody into the game. And that's what happened. Everything today was about the team game. It was superb to watch. And it's everything that Postecoglou has told us was going to happen. It's not just going to be about one guy or 2 guys or 3 guys. It's going to be fucking every guy in the team. Everybody's going to matter. You know, everybody's going to be an importance. And it's just, Gav, I'm just so happy, mate. I'm just so fucking, I love this team, mate. I really do. You know me, mate. Gav, you know me. I'm a passionate cunt. And I just love how everybody in this team is so together, mate. Everybody, it's like a family game. It's like a friendly game. Everybody's together. Gerard scores a goal. Every cunt's all fucking doing the exact same celebration. Everybody's fighting for each other. Do you know what I mean? It's beautiful.
Aye. Right. Paddy, going to wrap it up. To the viewers, I hope you enjoyed the game as much as what Paddy and I did, because it was fucking fantastic. 6 points ahead. With the goal difference, that's an extra point. 6 games remaining. Things are rosy in the garden. Paddy, final comment for yourself before we wrap up.
As I say, Gav, some people are kind of saying that today's game was kind of deciding the league. It's not. It's not by any stretch of the imagination. We can still lose the league, but today was a massive, massive marker. We have gone to Ibrox, mate. We've won. We have beat the cunts on their own fucking backyard, despite everything that they've thrown against us, everything that they could throw against us, off the park, on the park, everywhere. We've gone there, mate. We've fucking beat them 2-1. Today is a massive, massive marker. We've got one hand on the trophy. It's still not finished yet. We need to win every single game going forward now. But if we do, as Postecoglou has done the most incredible job that anybody could have expected. The guy is a fucking sensation, and he's such a beautiful, handsome, sexy man. And if I've got to be gay, mate, I'll turn for Ange.
Aye. Up until the last few seconds, I was totally agreeing with everything that you were saying. Look, to the viewers, thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for your comments. And we'll be back on Tuesday night, TikTok with me, Paddy, and McGinty, where we can talk about this more in depth after the booze is worn off. But right now, I'm going to go back and watch the recording of the game again, and then watch the pundits and watch how sad Chris Boyd looks.
Yes. Aye. If anybody's not done it, jump on, give a wee subscription, a wee like on the old YouTube, fucking whatever the fuck may be. I think we're on YouTube, Facebook, Discord, Twitch, anything. Aye, we're hopefully going to entertain you and you can listen to our pish. Love yous all. Thank you very much. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. Obviously, Celtic winning. How can you not have a beautiful Sunday? So, love yous all. Up and raw.
Hail. Have a good one. Catches.